Welcome back to the State Champ Scoreboard, presented by Lawrence Tech. Join in on the high school football talk. Call us at 248-539-9797 and watch the live stream on the State Champs Network Facebook page. Once again, here are your hosts, Lauren Plant, Tom Markowski, Kevin Moore, and Lauren Jubara.
All right, everybody, we are going to have our second pair of Lions tickets to give away coming up very shortly. I mean, very shortly. 248-539-9797 is the phone number, and we're going to give away tickets to next Thursday's game versus the Buffalo Bills at Ford Field. We bought all these tickets because we thought that we were going to be able to take the staff to the game, and then we forgot. We're doing our radio show next Thursday night, so we're not going to be on next Friday night here on 97.1 The Ticket. We'll have our full 2 hours starting at its proper time, 10 p.m., so 10 to midnight next week. Next Thursday, we'll have all the games to talk about that will be happening next Thursday, which is the lot of them since it's Labor Day weekend. So Lions tickets coming up real quick. Now, will you play the sounder? All right, so you know how ESPN has the da-da-da, da-da-da when you hear that? Play it one more time. All right, that means we got some score updates for you. All right, we're just trying some things here, people. So some of it's corny, you know, it is what it is. But Kevin, give us some score updates.
Yeah, that's right. We got the finals from today's contest. We have Lansing Catholic over Lansing Waverly, 35-28, battle of two Lansing schools there. Then we have Detroit Jesuit over Mumford, 23-14. Divine Child and their new home field won 35-20 over Dearborn Heights Robichaud.
A lot of new home fields. Lansing Catholic opened up their new home field this weekend, too.
Yep, and we had Detroit Loyola 36 over Warren, Michigan Collegiate 6. And then we have Detroit Country Day 17 over Port Huron 7. And I have to shout out our co-host, Lauren Jabbar. Her brother, Alec Jabbar, is the kicker for Country Day, and he had 2 extra points and a 30-yard field goal. So shout out to you, Alec. And we have Allen Park 62 over Taylor Kennedy, so that was a blowout. Garden City 27, Flint Kearsley 20. And here's a real shocker for you guys. Iron Mountain 35 over Ishpeming 24. Now that was Ishpeming's first regular season loss since 2012, so that was a big upset over there.
Wow.
Then we had Ithaca 31 over Clare 28. We had the battle of two Rochester schools. Rochester Adams won that one 33-14 over Rochester. And we have Romulus 32 over Riverview 14.
All right, thank you very much. We are thrilled that in studio, Alan True, who makes his residence out on the west side, and he will be calling in every week if he's not out here covering recruits or whatever. But he's a big guy with Scout.com, and he's kind of charge of all the recruiting stuff going on. What's your official title there, Alan?
They say national recruiting analyst, but really it's Midwest. So if you have a cousin or something out in California, don't have him call me. It's just the Midwest Big Ten states.
I got you. So the Great Lakes region, if you're in that vicinity,
the
then...
Walla Walla, Washington area, you're really not that familiar.
No, I'm not going to be driving out there anytime soon.
All right, but this is the man in the know when it comes to recruiting. And real quick, Alan, let me get your thoughts on Cody White. Had a monster game yesterday for Walled Lake Western, playing quarterback, surprisingly. But this guy is a real talent that looks like it will translate to the next level.
No doubt, and I think you love a kid that can step in at quarterback. Shows you what kind of kid he is above the shoulders. He has the head for it. He looked like he'd been playing it his whole life. He was going through progressions, and I think that shows you that the kid's he's been around football his whole life, so he has that football smarts, football savvy. He's bigger, stronger. He showed that on a couple of runs yesterday, so I can't wait to see him get back out there at wide receiver, but I don't think it's to be taken lightly what he did at quarterback last night.
Yeah, and it was Walled Lake Western that has the Brother Rice transfer there, right, that's supposed to step in and play quarterback. Right.
Banged up. From what I hear, his status is uncertain for next week, but it seems like it's in capable hands with Cody.
I understand that we had a commitment.
We did not have a commitment.
Oh, he did not commit. He got an offer. Corey Malone Hatcher.
He was in his future home today. He committed to Michigan a couple months ago and got his first chance to play in the big house this afternoon. He had a monster game. He had several tackles for loss. I think he had 2 sacks. He forced a fumble, forced an intentional grounding in the end zone, which went for a safety. So if he does that again the next time he's in the big house, I think Michigan fans will be pretty happy.
Yeah, so Mr. Football candidate Corey Malone Hatcher from St. Joseph, big game. You will be able to see those highlights Sunday 9 a.m. on Fox Sports Detroit on State Champs.
He's a physical player, isn't he?
He is, and he's 255 pounds now, which is heavier than he was last year, and he's still coming off that edge. They even play at middle linebacker sometimes, so he can really move and run around at that size.
In high school, it's ridiculous.
Especially, over there in St. Joe's on the west side in that conference, he should have a big year.
Yep.
Big matchup with U of D Jesuit in a few weeks. We'll have a chance to see him.
That'd be interesting.
To try to chase down Scotty Nelson. So I plan on being at that one. That'll be a really good game.
So I know you were at Divine Child tonight. Tom, anybody you were interested in checking out?
Well, Ambry Thomas is kind of we talk about Mr. Football candidates, and with the season he had last year with the ACL surgery he had after the season, which I was really shocked to hear. What's your thoughts on him and playing for a team that really doesn't have the stars out there, and he's going to be the guy? What kind of year do you expect out of him? And is he kind of like a sitting duck, so to speak, because he doesn't have all those.
He's a hot prospect right now.
He is. There's a lot of debate going on, mostly because it's a true Michigan State battle. You don't get a ton of those anymore. It really could go either way, and so you have fans on both sides wondering which side he's going to pick. As for the kind of season he's going to have, you mentioned the injury, Tom. It certainly didn't show when he went out to the opening in Oregon this summer. He was against the best guys in the country, and he was one of the best players there. So if that was, he looked 100% to me and everybody else that was there. So I think in some ways not having Corley and Hill and Dontre Boyd and Posey and those guys, he's going to really have to step it up. But knowing what a competitive kid he is and what a versatile kid he is, I think he's going to be up to the challenge. I think it'll be interesting to see how much teams devote their attention to him. If there's can be somebody else who steps up to take the heat off of him, I think we'll find out tomorrow. But I think he's truly an elite player. I think the gap between him and Peoples-Jones at 1 and 2 maybe isn't as wide as everybody thought it was coming out of last year.
He's a little smaller version too, but Peoples-Jones doesn't have a physical nature about him. But Ambry Thomas, the moves that he can put in the open field is quite remarkable.
Yeah, and you mentioned the size. Well, comparing him to Peoples-Jones, he's not quite as big as him, but when you project him to corner in college at 6 feet and a half, and with long arms, he's perfectly sized for what they're looking for at the next level of the cornerback prospect.
So you think defense is where he's going to be at next level?
Yeah, he can be a guy who maybe moonlights a little bit both ways, but I think primarily cornerback is where he has the best chance.
Yeah, hey, Alan, Kevin Moore here. Sticking with, the Detroit prospects, I want to talk about East English Village's Tyrone Sampson, a 6'3", 300-plus pound junior, over there with the Bulldogs. And I know he has received offers, from a few MAC schools here and there, but I want to ask you, do you think he has the potential to be receiving more offers from, like the Power 5 conference schools out there in the conferences?
Yeah, I think he does. I had a chance to see him yesterday. He played in the Big House as well. They lost to Brighton, but he had a good game. I think he's a true center. He plays center, and those guys often don't get the offers as quickly as the tackles do. So I think because he's an interior guy, he might have to wait a little longer for some of these schools to come around. He's done everything he's needed to do, though. He camped at Michigan and Michigan State and was one of the best guys at both of those camps. He camped at Syracuse and actually got an offer out there, said he's going to visit them this year. I think right now they're the front runner, but I definitely see Big Ten schools jumping in. I think once they kind of work their way through the 6'7", 6'6" tackles, they'll work their way into the interior, and I think he's one of the best center prospects in the entire Midwest, not just the state of Michigan.
We're talking with Alan, TrueScout.com. You're going to hear him every week right here on the State Champs Scoreboard. Also, you're going to be able to watch his recruit report every week on State Champs, the statewide show on Sundays at 9 a.m. on Fox Sports Detroit. You were out at Divine Child tonight looking at a couple of guys, Theo Day, Aiden Hutchinson. How'd they do, and talk about their prospects?
I thought both of them had a really good game. They came a little bit of a harder fought game maybe than we thought going in. Robichaud played him tough. Aiden had a really good game, made several tackles behind the line of scrimmage, was really active. Actually thought he played really well as an offensive tackle too. He goes both ways for them. Liam Sorhan too, a kid over there committed to Northern Illinois. Really, really good game. Really impressed with him. Theo is currently kind of switching in and out with Quinn Blair, who played quarterback last year, and they're both really good. So they can hurt you a lot of ways, and Quinn stepped out at receiver. He's a 6'5" basketball player, so Theo was looking at him. And then, I've been saying all summer what's going to surprise people about Theo Day. He's got a great arm. Everybody knows that, but he can run. He had like a 35-yard touchdown run tonight. He had a longer run later in the game that was called back. So he's not just a pocket guy. He's going to be able to hurt some teams this year with his feet, too. So he's got an early Kentucky offer, and the popular opinion is that he's going to end up getting some Big Tens. He just doesn't have a ton of film yet. So after these first 3 games, I would look for him to possibly pick up some new offers.
All right, this is what you're going to get each and every week right here. Alan, thank you so much, man, for coming by.
Absolutely. Great to be here.
All right.
Great to see you, Alan.
All right, we appreciate Alan True, and we know you do too. All right, let me quickly repeat our Twitter poll question for tonight. Of the top 4 divisions, which football team has the best chance of repeating as state champs in 2016? Is it in Division I Romeo? Is it Detroit King in D2? Is it Orchard Lake St. Mary's in Division III? Or in Division 4, is it Zeeland West? Of course, you can just go to our Twitter page at StateChampsNet and weigh in on that. And you know what? I think it's time to give away some Lions tickets. What do you say, Kev?
That's right. I'll be giving away the next pair of Lions tickets to see the Bills next Friday.
It's Thursday.
Next Thursday. My bad on that one. Yeah, I was just following Lauren's orders. But next Thursday at Ford Field, and that's the 10th caller. So make sure you guys get on that phone. Call 248-539-9797. Once again, the number is 248-539-9797.
All right, Lions tickets, 10th caller, 248-539-9797. We are going to take a break right now. You are locked on to the State Champ Scoreboard on 97.1 The Ticket.